Yo, what up, YouTube? This your boy Food Junkie. I'm coming to you to do a recap on Project Runway. I wasn't going to do any recaps on Project Runway or any shows unless it actually moved me or affected me or touched me in some way, shape, or form. Well, Project Runway, back on Bravo, season 17, episode 1. It moved me. And as this video goes further along, I'm going to tell you why it moved me. Well, let's start off with the um, designers. Of course, 16 designers goes to New York, flown to New York, and to compete in a 16-week or so challenge of who's going to show in New York Fashion Week, who's going to get over $250,000 in cash and prizes. Great concept, right? Cool. So the show opens and it's a party scene. You have all 16 designers, fashion influencers, bloggers, things like that, and the new judges and mentors. Now, the new judges is, of course, Nina Garcia from Elle Magazine, Carly Kloss, which is a Victoria's Secret model, supermodel. We have Elaine Wertheroth, which was the first black woman to be the editor-in-chief at Teen Vogue. And you have Brandon Maxwell. Brandon Maxwell is a designer who pretty much designed for Michelle Obama. The white dress that she wore at the inaugural ball, I think it was the first time. Yeah, he designed that dress. Great designer, great American designer. Good job. And then you have the new mentor, which is Christian Siriano. I'm looking at like two screens as well. I'm looking at you because I want to make sure I get everything right and all the names correct and things like that. Using all my devices today and all my vices today. Devices and vices. I'm silly. I like it. But anyways, so I'm sorry. I'm tripping. I'll let you know why in a second. As I told you, I'm a fashion designer. And I actually auditioned for this season. I got all the way to the live auditions in New York. So went to New York, brought several pieces of things that I've done. I may show you that later on in the video. I may or may not. And then I also, well, of course, as you know, I didn't make it. But, you know, the experience was great. I'm going to audition again next season when it's time for auditions to come out. But I've only been designing for a short period of time, relatively based on my age. I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 this year. But I started designing at 37 when I went back to school to get my fashion design degree. Well, when I started designing and went to fashion school, or went to art school, I should say, for fashion design, I went there initially to be to study interior design. And in studying interior design, what I did for that is no experience whatsoever, but I saw a blueprint of an apartment that was 6,500 square foot, and I actually designed every room in that apartment, from kitchens to bedrooms to office spaces, to living room to game room to theaters, all that. I designed everything for that in my way, because like I said, I had no training in anything like that, but I knew I wanted to design something. Design color schemes, floor plans, the actual floors, wall colors, all that stuff. I designed everything, and I brought that portfolio into my interview for the design program. Well, I was told that they're starting a new program, which is fashion design, and would I be interested in that? Because based on what I've shown them, they said I had color. My color schemes was great. My design aesthetic was great, and it would go well in the fashion department. And I realized that if I design someone's person great, they're more likely to allow me to design their home. So I said yes, I would do that. And plus, people would rather look like, well, people would rather their home look like the lifestyle that they want to live, and opposed to looking like a couch. If I design furniture like that first, and then translate that into fashion design, that's no here or there. The reason why I'm telling you this story was because yesterday I'm at work, and um, I get a message, an Instagram message from a friend of mine, a personal friend of mine. Actually, the lady who taught me, my first professor in the design program, who actually taught me how to sew. Mind you, when I went to the design program at this art college, I had no experience whatsoever in fashion design. I knew what looked good, I knew how to put things together, but I had no experience whatsoever in about sewing. Funny story is, I didn't even know that you have to put a bobbin in a sewing machine so it can catch the bottom thread to tighten the stitch of whatever thing you choose to do. And a bobbin is a small, round, circular thing about that big or so. That oh, a bobbin is about that big or so. Took off my ring. About this big that you pull thread through or around to catch the top thread so you can lock in whatever stitch you choose to do. So yeah, that's what a bobbin is. Put my ring back on. Um, and I didn't know anything about sewing. I started off by actually sewing on paper to make sure I can sew a straight line. I can do a curve. I can do all the things I need to do with this. But who showed me all that was this young lady who sent me this text message yesterday. Mind you, I auditioned for the show, not knowing that. Well, I auditioned with a friend, but not knowing that if people that I know personally and had a good relationship with, that was my mentor, was also auditioning for the show as well. She got it. I'm at work, do my work, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get up out of there. Get this text message. Clicked on it. And it's asking me to vote for her for Project Runway. When I tell you I was so ecstatic, I stopped working. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. They're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, my mentor is on Project Runway. My mentor is from Project Runway. These people at my job know that I am a designer and know that I do work in the fashion industry. But, sometimes when you say certain things, people really don't believe it until you actually show them. And of course, I show them pictures and videos and things like that of some of my work and people that I've worked with. But, it's not real until they see it happening or breaking it down from like onset. Anyways, back to Project Runway. There are 16 designers. They go into the scene opens up, the party scene. And what it is that in order for us to get to know the designers a little bit better, they were asked to actually bring in a piece of work from their previous collection so the judges can get their design aesthetic. Yeah. So so all the designers come out. The designers are Aluf Alu from Lutupa, Samoa, Rakeem Shams Adine from Homs, Syria, Kavanaugh Baker from Nashville, Tennessee, Tessa Clark from Greenville, Ohio, Bishme Korometi from Baltimore, Maryland, Vinny, scroll this down, excuse me, find my cursor, there we go, Vinny Attini from Brooklyn, New York, Jean Sebastian Gray from Cali, Colombia, Renee Hill from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Sonia Caspian from Portland, Oregon, Kovid Kopar from Brooklyn, New York, Frankie Lewis from Louisville, Kentucky, Layla Orr, Monroe, Louisiana, Jamal Osterholm from Cranston, Rhode Island, Nadine Ralliford from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and Gary Saponiti, Bayshore, New York, and Hester Sunshine from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Okay, those are 16 designers that show their collections. One at a time, you see the pieces they had previously. Some I enjoyed, some I did not. Some I thought was elementary. Some I thought was nicely intricate and detailed. Now, the person that taught me how to sew was Nadine Ralliford from Stone Mountain, Georgia. And her brand is called, I'm giving you a shout out, Miss Nadine, if you see this on video or someone tell you about it. But Miss Nadine Ralliford, my mentor, the first person who showed me how to design, the first person who showed me how to thread a machine, how to thread a bobbin, what a bobbin was, fabric choices, how to do everything that I know how to do. She gave me the foundation that I have today, that I have expounded on and do what I can do to do the best I can do in what I do. Anyways, so Miss Nadine Ralliford, she comes down. I'm like, hold up. Mind you, I'm at work. And I'm tripping out. Because, of course, being in Atlanta, or the Atlanta area, I should say, everyone here is a singer, dancer, actor, some type of artist, or have some type of artistry that they are working on or worked on or have done something. Um, and I know several other designers and worked with several other designers that has been on Project Runway. I've did shows and worked with Edward Norton, and I worked also with what's her name, Kendra, that was on the past couple seasons ago. Short black girl, glasses, bald head. You know, I worked with her. Actually, she borrowed one of my steamers one day when we did this fashion show. I should have hers, and of course, I harassed her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because as a professional designer, you need to be able to have your own material and your own stuff with you at all times. So when she asked me initially, like, no, you can't use my stuff. Of course, I was playing around and laughed and joked with her and let her borrow it. Asked, can she use my rolling rack? No. Can I just hang this right here for you? No, you can't do that. Of course, I was playing around, stuff like that. So I've known people or worked with people who actually been on the show before, but I've never known, and have a constant, consistent relationship with these people where we exchange phone numbers, we know each other, we've been to each other's homes, and all these other things. Um, I see people out, I work with people doing different events and things like that, but I've never known someone. So and I'm really right now just excited for her and her opportunities that she's going to get in this process. I'm really truly excited for her. I'm really truly happy for Miss Nadine Ralliford. She came out. She had this bad white suit that she had embroidered gold appliques all throughout it. That was her initial look. Now, her designs are amazing. Her designs are amazing, just in general. But I was really impressed with what she showed because it gave them a little bit of what she actually does. But she does a lot of flouncing and peplums and all these enamored little shoulder things you saw at the Oscars and stuff that Jennifer Hudson and them had. She's been doing that for years. She's been doing that for years. That's her signature look. Structural capes and dresses and pantsuits and jumpers with all these elaborate peplums and cascading fabric everywhere. She definitely does. She definitely does. If you go to her website, RallifordHall.com, Ralliford Hall is RALLIFORD.com, Ralliford Hall, or Hall, of course. HALL.com, RallifordHall.com. You'll see what she does. And her Instagram is amazing. Her design aesthetic is amazing. And I got my design aesthetic from her. As far as my design aesthetic basically is taking simple silhouettes but using elaborate fabrics and things like that to make the garment more interesting. So I got that concept from her, but of course I do it in my own way. And I always say that I share some of the same design aesthetics as she does because she was the one who taught me. But I take it and do it in my own way. I do it in a way that is different from hers. But it's still, if you look at it, you can tell that she was the one who helped mold me into who I am as a designer today. Okay, that's not here or there. Back to Project Runway. Sorry, this is maybe a long video because I'm really excited for her. I'm really excited about her opportunities. I'm really excited about, just someone that I know who I think truly deserve an opportunity to break out on a national and worldwide scale. She does. Okay, so when I pulled up the Project Runway thing on my tablet, it shows she's the first one there. Her outfit for the runway, but I'll get to that in a second. But looking at it, it's so her. It's so what she does. It's so what she's about. It's so her aesthetic. Love it. Okay. Didn't like that one. But yeah. So they met everybody. They met the judges. They talked about what they did, things like that. So in a workroom, when they first went to the workroom, the challenge was in order for them to get to know the judges better. Um, Four designers all 16 designers will design based on inspiration of the judges. Nina Garcia was her. They had to bring in a photo. The judges had to bring in a photo to talk about when they first fell in love with design and knew that fashion was going to be their life work or their career path, things like that. Nina Garcia brought in the first shoot that she worked on when she was here in America for as a student intern. That was a great inspiration thing. I would have got a lot from that because it looked like it was like this beachy type of pier they were on, and they were doing a photo shoot there. And my design aesthetic myself is ready to wear and resort wear. So I'll automatically just caught a lot of different inspirations that I could have used and went from that point. Brandon Maxwell, his grandmother owned a clothing boutique for women, and he brought in a picture of his mom doing a fashion show for his grandma's boutique. Had all these colorful balloons, but the suit his mom had on was a white and black two-piece suit and had a hat. Sharp, 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 sharp. But he said his mom was quiet, and she was like this quiet, powerful woman, but she wasn't all loud and in your face. And that subtlety is what I try to tap into when I'm designing for women. I try to actually find that quiet strength and powerfulness that women have and express that in the clothes that I design for them, because I want them to feel beautiful. I want them to feel powerful. I want them to feel just amazing in their clothes. So I could have drawn a lot of inspiration from that story as well, as long as with what was going on in that picture. Elaine, no, Carly Kloss brought in a picture when she was 13 years old, her first fashion show. And I could have also got inspiration from that as well, because I know because my first photo shoot that I've done professionally with someone was with a 16-year-old girl. And of course, my clothes, my design aesthetic is deep V's, low cuts, back outs, because I think certain parts of women are really beautiful and special, such as their collarbone, their necklines. I think that cleavage is beautiful on women if done the right way. The smaller their back is beautiful. Legs are beautiful to me for women, things like that. I want to accentuate those features in women. And my first professional photo shoot was with a 16-year-old girl, and I had to ask her mom, is it okay that she wear this? I mean, I also communicated with her, are you comfortable in this? Do you feel nice in this? Do you feel overexposed? XYZ. And people that was on the set with me was like, why are you talking so much to this girl about how she feels? It doesn't matter how she feels. She's a model. She wears the clothes. But my design aesthetic and who I am as a person is, I wanted to make sure that this young girl, this child, was okay in what she was doing. I don't ever want to be part of this Me Too movement, that's current now, about me doing something or saying something or acting in a way that makes someone feel uncomfortable. So I was just talking to her, making sure she feels comfortable, making sure she was okay, so I could really get some inspiration from Carly Kloss's story as well. And Elaine Walter Wright, sorry, Walter Roth, her story was when she came from a small town, of course, and she um, did the cover. Her first job in the modeling industry, fashion industry, was the cover shot for Essence magazine with Serena Williams on it. And she said that was so powerful because it was, for her, it was about seeing a black woman on screen or in front of on a magazine that she never seen before with body positive issues that was a little bit thicker and curvier and things like that with Serena Williams. And I could also identify with that because, designing for women, there's all different types of shapes of women, and there's nothing good or bad about it, the body shapes. It's just designing for the woman that's in front of you or designing for the woman that you have in your head and making sure that she feel comfortable and sexy and beautiful and strong and powerful in the garments that you actually design for her. So I can get a lot of inspiration from that as well. So after hearing the stories, whatever, four other designers went to each judge and mentor and started design. Now, of course, there was no drama as of yet, but thing is with this season as well, just as last season, they are using all types of models, and there's one transgender model on there as well, Asian, of course, um, pretty young lady. She wanted to break the mold, she said, but everyone says that. I want to break the mold. I want to be the first XYZ to be XYZ. Okay, great. You're the first transgender model for Project Runway. Cool. Mold is broken. Now, what else is new? What else can you do? And she shows us what she can do. Kills it. But that's not here or there. Now, the runway show. Actually, no, let me tell them. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before we go there. Now, in the runway, on the runway, everything was great. But in the workroom, my personality is that of one that I don't like drama. Like I say, I'm not afraid of it. I don't mind coming to you and giving it to you. But just drama for drama's sake, I don't do that very well. Low self-esteem, I don't do that very well. Crying for no reason because you made a mistake, I don't do that very well. Crying because you're stressed out because you made a mistake, I don't do that very well. So I think that this young lady, Frankie Lewis, is someone that I don't like. I'm just saying straight up, I don't like you. I don't like your design aesthetic. I don't like your personality because you made it to Project Runway. And I don't care if you've been designing for 15 years or 15 minutes. You made it to this platform. Do the best that you can and buck up and get through it. Granted, she said she's been through a lot of stuff in the past couple of years. She was supposed to move in with her boyfriend of 9 years, and right before, 2 days before they was supposed to move to Chicago together, he broke up with her, and she lost her house, she lost her this and that, she lost her that, and she was couch surfing for the past couple of months. So she wants this opportunity to help her rebuild her life. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for that. I have no sympathy for anyone who have an opportunity to use their talent on this type of platform and you up there crying and upset because you don't know the proper measurements between someone's shoulder and their waistline. They give you the measurement cards of the models that you have, and it's up to you to figure it out. They give you the length between the shoulder seam and the waistline. They give you the length between the bust and the apex and the bust all the way around. So, as a designer, you should be able to take those measurements and calculations based on the width and span of these things to do the job that you're supposed to do, especially on this national level, this international level. Come on now. So she cried and carried on. She cried probably, I want to say about 8 times in the workroom before the runway show, and then had at least 6 designers helping her finish her garment. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It won't happen. Not with me. And I started laughing If I was there with my mentor, Miss Rutherford, she would always tell me, I won't say my name. She would always tell me, "Food junkie, stop, stop judging everybody so harshly because everyone's not you." But I would tell her, I would consistently with her like, "Miss Rutherford, I didn't know anything about sewing or anything about fashion whatsoever, as far as the ins and outs of it. And look what I do. Look where I'm at with it. It's because I want to do it. It's because this is my passion. This is what I like to do." So I could just imagine if I was there with her. First of all, that would have been a great storyline. Teacher, student, who's going to win? Who's going to be on top? Who's going to be on bottom every week? Who's like, oh, you taught him how to sew from threading a needle to look where he's at now. Look what he's doing. Look, oh wow, look what you're doing. Oh, I see how your tutelage has influenced what he did. That would have been a great storyline. Project Runway, you missed out on that one. Just telling you. Not only am I entertaining, I think, and I'm cool and have a great storyline and backstory, and my personality will be great for the show. That would have been a great storyline for you to actually develop or have worked on. Be it the fact that I auditioned and got to the New York auditions. I'm just saying, you know, that would have been an opportunity for you to make great TV because a couple of people there, I could have took that place and killed it. I'm just saying. But yeah, that was ridiculous. But so when they came out, things were great. Like I really did see a lot of my mentor, Miss Rutherford. Sorry, Miss Nadine Rutherford. Give her all the shout outs because I'm so happy for her. I'm like so proud of her. I'm so like bow with her. Like she's just awesome. She's amazing. She's great. Love her to death. I mean, and okay, this story for later on the video. This is gonna be a long video. I'm sorry, you guys, but it is what it is. I just love this lady. I love Project Runway. I love fashion. It is what it is. That's my passion. My name should have been, instead of food junkie, should have been fashion junkie. Ooh, I like that one too. Don't steal it. You heard it here first. But yeah. So when the runway come out, whatever, some looks was great. Some looks was not so much. The actual story was kind of blah, to be honest with you. The show was kind of blah all in itself, but I stayed watching because I'm going to watch the show and support the show as long as Miss Nadine Rutherford is on it. Well, it's even if she hopes she will not. Knock on wood. She does not. I hope she goes all the way. I hope she actually wins the show. I really do because she's that. I believe in her that much, and her talent is phenomenal. Her family's phenomenal. Just love this lady altogether. But yeah, so the looks come out. We have everything comes out, everything's cool. The judges write the little notes, of course. The ones that were safe, and I agree with this, was of course my girl Nadine Rutherford. She didn't get sent home first. Woo! But I know she's not gonna get sent home first because she's freaking amazing. She had this. She made 3 pieces actually. She had this jacket and shorts, white of course. What I can say about the shorts, looking at the picture now, is I love you as Rutherford, so please don't take this the wrong way. It was a little tight around the thigh area. I would have done a little looser around the thigh area. I would have done such a the pants would have been good if it was going all the way down, so you had like a cigarette pant. But I think the cuff was a little bit too big, and I also think that it's a little bit too tight around the thigh area, which I think also the fabric choice was not the best for that. I would have been using something more. It looks like it's a stretch material. I wouldn't have used that. I would have used something different. And the funny thing about another story, sorry, that we shop at the same fabric store, and the young lady that works at the fabric store knows both of us and knows that we know each other, things like that, and knows that she was my mentor. And the fabric store we shop at is not it's like a remnants fabric store where you can just buy remnants from different fabrics that's all across the country that get in. And remnants is anything like, less than a certain amount of yards. So you use those pieces to make what you want to make, type of thing. I should have done this video in my fashion room. I may do that, but I have too much stuff to set up for me to go down there to move everything around. But my next video may be down there. But anyways, so yeah, that's the only thing I could have said. The fit was kind of wonky to me, but the actual design of it, looking at it, is really nice. I like the jacket. It's very her. It's very what she does. She had like a little black lace sheer top with, of course, her signature ruffles and things on it, which is beautiful. But the picture itself, doesn't give it the best look and doesn't show, but it's enough to be safe based on what was at the bottom. And then we have Rakim Sham Adi. This right here was horrible to me. I'm sorry. It was like a wide leg gaucho pant with this asymmetrical seam coming from the bust line down. It looks, I don't know. I don't know. It's just the fabric choice was wrong to me. It was like this sheer satiny type fabric. And actually, when I saw it walking down the runway, I thought that that was going to be at the bottom, because I see puckers and miss things, but I'm seeing now that it was kind of like supposed to have been intentional looking that way, but it's not really intentional. It looks sloppy to me. I'm gonna have to show you guys some of the stuff that I do, so y'all can know exactly what I do, So, because people are like, oh, we talk about somebody else. Well, what can you do? Can you do better? Hell yeah. And then we have Jamal Osterholm. I like, one thing about me is this. I'm from the school, keep it simple, stupid. You can go crazy with fabric choices. You can go crazy with design elements and things like that, but keep it simple. I like this look, but when I'm looking at it, I liked it on the runway, I should say, when I was watching it on TV. Now that I'm looking at the picture in still frame, I don't know why he have a pinstripe pant with some glitter at the bottom of the pants, breaking that whole line up. It would have been just fine just having the hood thing he had on with the sleeveless top and the wide leg pants. But having that piece of glitter at the bottom of the pants leg, come on now, stop being tripped. I don't understand that. But he was safe. Then we have Bishmi Komadi. I like this as well. It was a two-piece, but I think that the shirt was a little short. I think that if it would have been a little longer and been a little bit more asymmetrical at the bottom, it would have been better. And I'm looking at it now. The sleeves look off as well. And like I said, this season, what they did is they had models of all different shapes and sizes. The key to dressing someone that's a little bit bigger than a standard size 2 or standard size 8, which the mannequins are, that I have is, which in real life is probably a 4, 2, is if you're dressing someone a little bit bigger than that, you have to accentuate what is good on them and hide what's bad. Now, this young lady looks like she has a short torso and long legs. She's a little bit bigger. She's not a standard model size, but the model name is Lauren. You have to accentuate what is flattering for them and hide what's not. The fact that she has a short torso, that short type shirt that he had, that only stopped at the mid hip, makes her look squatty and shorter. It doesn't make her look long and elongated. Even with the wide leg pants, I'm seeing a lot of wide leg pants going on right now. That doesn't make someone look long and lean. It makes them look squatty, because you have your broad shoulders and these wide leg pants. I guess they want to go for an hourglass type shape. It doesn't work with someone who is a little bit bigger than the standard size model. With standard size models, you want them to look, more hourglass and shapely. But with more shapely models, you want them to look more streamlined. Not saying you're hiding anything, but you want to accentuate what's good for them. Like if they have a nice bust line, they have, nice hips, a nice butt, nice thighs, nice arms. You want to accentuate those features in a woman, opposed to just, you know, throwing something on, just get something on there. Then we have Garo Cero, which is, I like what he had. He had the little butterfly sleeve thing, but I think that the styling of this was a little bit too much. The corseted thing with the, ooh, these pants looks horrible. Did you steam them? I can't even deal with this right here, but he was safe. Then we have Sonya. Hers was nice. Everything on Buttons was nice. I like the cutouts on the shoulders. I like showing a little bit of collarbone, sexy. I like the flowy arms, the flowy legs, nice. Sebastian Gray, I liked his as well. I thought that was should be at the top. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Olaf Ulu, I like what he had as well. Very sexy, very modern. And his model was a little heavier young lady. I'm supposed to say heavy. She was a plus size model, I should say. Brittany, she looks beautiful in this. She looks drop dead gorgeous, actually. Sorry, my hat. She looks drop dead gorgeous. Then we have Hester Sunshine. Did I call that name? Whatever. But yeah, that was the designer, Hester Sunshine. He was safe. He was safe. COVID Kopar. Now he had a transgender model. His goddess dress was, the dress itself was nice, flowy, moved well, but I didn't like the sides of it. It had looked like some tied up things on the side. If you're gonna use that element, have that element be something that is actually shown and look intentional. And the straps as well was something that looked like a throw off to me. But that's just my aesthetic. Now the lower scores was Leela Orr. She had this two-piece sportswear outfit. The fabric choice was wrong. The color choice was wrong. The styling was wrong. Yeah, it deserved to be at the bottom. The length was wrong. It deserved to be at the bottom. Then we have Frankie Lewis. She was inspired by the Serena Williams cover when Serena had a bathing suit on. This was horrible. She touched it on the runway and it fell apart. How can you be on Project Runway, touch one of your garments that you made for Project Runway? You had 2 days to make this garment and it falls apart. Whatever. Your shoes at the bottom. And then Kavanaugh Baker was at the bottom as well. She um had this black two-piece. The black two-piece. It was very basic, very, yeah. The highest scores was Vinny, and I think he should have been one of the. I think he should have just been safe. I think that who could have been took his place was either Kavi Kopar should have took his place as one of the highest, or even Alu should have took his place, or Sebastian Gray could have took his place, or was it at? 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 Yeah, I think I already said it. Yeah, I already said it. Sebastian Gray could have took his place easily. Easily. Sebastian Gray look is hot. Sportswear, sexy, feminine, loved it. But yeah, but anyways, back to the tops. Top scores I should say. And